Welcome back to Numismatic Knockouts. I'm Alex.
And I'm Rachel, and today we're going to be pitting the Peters against each other as we'll be comparing the Peter Rabbit and the Peter Pan 50p coins. Both of these series have proved really popular with collectors in the UK and the Isle of Man as well.
We asked you to vote in a poll on Facebook and on Instagram, but before we reveal the results, this is just a little reminder to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that notification bell, and if you're watching on Facebook, give us a thumbs up.
And remember, you can listen to Change Checker on the go with our podcast available across all major streaming platforms.
But for now, I think it's time we get into Numismatic Knockouts. Firstly, a huge thank you goes to Bex on YouTube for the suggestion on today's Numismatic Knockouts. Remember guys, if you have a suggestion or you want to see some coins battling it out, make sure you're leaving a comment below so that we can try it next time.
So we asked you guys to vote on Facebook and Instagram for your favourite Peter out of Peter Pan and Peter Rabbit. And Peter Rabbit is actually the winner, although only by a smidge. He came out on top with 54% on Facebook, and on Instagram it was actually a 50-50 split.
Wow, that is really impressive, isn't it? And we'll get into those coins individually in a minute, but let's take a look at some of the comments that we've had. So Nicholas Stoney said that both sets are very nice, but they'd have to say that their favourite are the Peter Pans.
That's right, and Dan Houghton said that for him, it has to be Peter Rabbit every time. So I think there's a lot to be said about both of these coin series, but let's go and take a closer look at them.
So first up, we've got this episode's winner, Peter Rabbit, and they are definitely my favourite of the two. Now, Peter Rabbit is obviously Beatrix Potter's cheekiest and most loved characters, but I think the reason that he took the top spot on this Numismatic Knockouts is the fact that most of the Peter Rabbit coins can be found in your change in the UK. Obviously, they've been issued since 2016, so there are a few to collect. We've seen a range of designs over the years, haven't we, Rachel?
That's right, so we have in fact seen 5 different Peter Rabbit 50p coins, and they were first issued, like Alex said, in 2016, and that was to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the birth of Beatrix Potter. And I think it's fair to say these coins really have inspired a whole new generation of collectors, and like Alex said, it is fantastic to be able to find them in your change. But it is important to remember that the 2019 and 2020 coins have only been issued in superior collector quality. You can't actually find those in your change. But Alex, out of all 5 coins that we see in the Peter Rabbit series, which one is your favourite?
That is such a tough question. They're all beautiful, aren't they? They're all lovely designs, but I think the 2017 one takes the top spot for me. I just think it's beautiful. It's, of course, the famous emblem of Beatrix Potter's work. You can see Peter Rabbit in his iconic blue jacket. I just think, it captures his personality and the story of Peter Rabbit perfectly. But what about yours, Rachel?
Yeah, like you say, they are all absolutely fantastic. I actually really like the 2018 coin, and that one has a particularly interesting story behind it because it is in fact one of the rarest Beatrix Potter coins in circulation. It takes top spot alongside Flopsy Bunny, and both of these coins have an incredibly low mintage figure. So certainly if you found that one in your change, you are incredibly lucky. But there is something fantastic about this series and that you can collect the different coins. I really do think the Peter Rabbit coins have to be some of the favourite amongst collectors and change checkers.
They definitely are. They're certainly the talking point, aren't they? They always come up in conversation in the community. But it's kind of sad, really, isn't it? Because 2020, it was announced that Peter Rabbit's 50p tail had kind of come to an end, and it was the last UK 50p that we were going to see him on, which is really sad news. And I think actually it kind of got missed a bit, didn't it? With obviously everything going on at the time. It's kind of become like the forgotten coin of 2020. But I think it's adorable. It's such a cute design, isn't it? And he's crawling under Mr. McGregor's fence, just catching his cheeky personality. So it's important not to miss that one when we talk about the Peter Rabbit coins. But yeah, like you say, the series has been incredible. Everyone loves them, don't they? And it's just like you said, it captures, children's literature fans and coin collectors alike. So I think it's been a perfect series, really, hasn't it?
It really has, yeah. Something for everyone with these coins. But if you have a favourite, make sure you're letting us know in the comments. These are, like we've said, some really fantastic 50p coins. So it's no wonder that they were chosen to feature in our Numismatic Knockouts. And of course, they were the favourites in this video as well. Now, it certainly would be difficult to find someone who wasn't familiar with this next series of coins because the Peter Pan 50p's really did take the collecting world by storm when they were released back in 2019. They were all over the headlines and it was all collectors were able to talk about. They really were some truly popular coins. And they've actually been issued by the Isle of Man in partnership with Great Ormond Street Hospital Children's Charity. These coins are celebrating the 90th anniversary of J. Ann Barry gifting his rights in the story to Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital. So it's a really, really great cause, I think. and some wonderful coins that we can see in these series.
Definitely, like Rachel said, back in 2019, when these coins were first released, they really did hit the headlines. Now, the designs of the 2019 coins particularly are so special, aren't they? So we saw 6 coins with different quotes and specially commissioned designs showcasing one of David Wyatt's illustrations from the Oxford University Press edition of Peter Pan. So should we have a closer look at the 2019 designs of these coins, because they are really special, aren't they?
They really are, yeah. Do you have a favourite one, Alex?
I think my favourite from the 2019 series has got to be Captain Hook. He's the baddie of the story, isn't he? So I think it's important to include him. I love it. I think it's so cheeky, and it really ties in sort of the baddie, goody side of the Peter Pan story that we're all so familiar with. But what is yours, Rachel?
I really like Tinkerbell, actually. You know, she's one of those sassy, cheeky characters, and I think this coin just captures her personality beautifully. Like you say, I really do love these designs. I think the quote looks fantastic. So really a great way to celebrate the story of Peter Pan, which is, of course, so loved by collectors, by fans of literature. So it's no wonder why these coins have been so popular.
Yeah, exactly. And these coins, like you said, were so popular back in 2019 that actually by high demand and to everyone's happiness, we saw a second series released in 2020, didn't we? So this was actually announced to be the final Peter Pan series. So, you know, a really nice collection of coins that we've seen across both years, but sad to see an end to them. But, you know, we've got 12 coins, so we can't be too greedy, can we?
Exactly. And there were some fantastic designs for 2020 as well. My favourite has got to be Peter Pan at the window. You know, I just think it's that classic scene that I remember from the story myself. But all of the coins are fantastic. And do you have a favourite design from 2020, Alex?
Well, if Captain Hook was my favourite from 2019, then Smee's got to be my favourite from 2020. You've got to have them side by side, haven't you? But yeah, I love the designs. Like you say, the 2020 ones especially, you know, we've seen the other characters that we didn't see in 2019. So, you know, I think they're all really special, and it's a really fitting tribute, isn't it, to that important anniversary. So yeah, we love these coins. And if you have a favourite, make sure you're commenting below. We want to know which ones are your favourite from both series, from the 2019 and the 2020 ones.
Definitely. And I mean, I think it's fair to say that this was a really, really close numismatic knockout. So I can see why Peter Pan and Peter Rabbit are both so loved amongst collectors. Peter Pan's actually probably my favourite of the two. I do think that there are some really great designs, and it's interesting as well the fact that these are Isle of Man coins. They can't be found in our UK change, so it makes them even harder. You know, if you were to find one in your UK change, you'd be incredibly lucky. They would have found their way here by mistake. And I think stories like that make for some really, really interesting collecting.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously the Peter Rabbit coins were issued into circulation, excluding the 2019 and 2020 ones, but they were issued into circulation in the UK. So for our UK and English collectors, you know, really special for them, you can find them. But like Rachel said, you know, having this ability to find them on the Isle of Man, the Peter Pan coins, really special. I think only 25,000 of them entered circulation, didn't they, on the Isle of Man?
Yeah, so they have a much smaller population over there, so the mintage figures are much lower. It means that each of those coins are particularly rare. And if you do manage to find one, you are really lucky. I'm pretty sure all of the collectors over on the Isle of Man will be snapping those coins up really quickly though.
Yeah, they definitely will be. So like we said, if you have a favourite from the series, from the 2019 and the 2020 ones, comment below, let us know. Do you agree with me or do you agree with Rachel? You know, we want to see what your opinions are of these incredibly popular series. So there we have it. The Peter Rabbit 50p's win this time on Numismatic Knockouts, but just by a fraction. Now, both of these series are incredibly popular, so no surprises that it was a close tie. However, it has been really great to find out what you guys think of them.
Definitely. And remember, you can go back and catch up on previous Numismatic Knockouts by heading over to our playlist on YouTube. Last time we were battling it out between the British Culture 50p's and the British Military ones, so head over there to find out which series came out on top.
And if you've liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, you hit the notification bell so that you stay up to date with all the latest from us. And if you're listening via the podcast, make sure you subscribe there too so that you never miss an episode.
And if you guys have any other suggestions for popular coins or series that you'd like to see go head to head, make sure you let us know in the comments below, and maybe they could end up on our next Numismatic Knockouts.
Thank you for joining.